What if I told you that the biggest setbacks in your life could actually be your greatest opportunities? Think about it. How many times have you felt lost, stuck, or like everything you worked for just slipped through your fingers? Maybe it was a failed career, a relationship that ended, or a dream that no longer excites you, but here's the truth. Life will not always go as planned, and that's okay. Because sometimes, what feels like an ending is actually a beginning in disguise. Today, we're diving deep into how to pivot when life throws unexpected challenges at you. You'll learn why we struggle to let go of an outdated version of ourselves, how to recognize when it's time for a change, practical steps to navigate change with confidence. And to prove this, let's start with a story that changed history, the story of Steve Jobs. In 1985, Steve Jobs walked out of Apple, the company he co-founded, feeling completely humiliated. He wasn't just fired, he was forced out of his own company. At that moment, his identity was shattered. The man who revolutionized technology was suddenly directionless. But instead of letting that failure define him, Jobs saw it as a blank canvas. With nothing to lose, he built something new. He founded Next, a company ahead of its time. He took another bold risk. He bought a small animation studio called Pixar. People thought he was crazy. But Jobs believed in something greater. Years later, Pixar released Toy Story, the world's first fully computer-animated film. It changed the film industry forever. Meanwhile, Apple was struggling. In 1997, they had no choice but to bring Jobs back. But this time, he wasn't the same man who left. He returned as a visionary. With the launch of the iMac, iPod, and eventually the iPhone, Jobs transformed Apple into an empire. And the lesson here? Sometimes getting fired is the best thing that can happen to you. His greatest failure wasn't the end. It was the beginning of a legendary comeback. Now let's talk about something that holds so many people back. Many of us feel stuck in life not because we lack talent or opportunity, but because we refuse to let go of an outdated version of ourselves. We keep chasing old dreams, holding on to past identities, and forcing ourselves to stay in a version of life that no longer aligns with who we've become. But why? Comfort and familiarity. The old version of you feels safe. Even if you're unhappy, at least you know what to expect. But growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens when you step into the unknown. Fear of judgment. What will people think if I change careers? What if my family doesn't support me? But here's the truth. People will always have opinions. But at the end of the day, this is your life, not theirs. Ego attachment. We tie our self-worth to past achievements. Example, a former athlete who doesn't want to leave sports even though their true passion lies somewhere else. But success is not about clinging to the past. It's about embracing who you're becoming. The sunk cost fallacy. This is a big one. We say things like, I've invested 5 years into this career, I can't just walk away. I've been in this relationship for so long, I can't start over now. But ask yourself, is continuing on this path making you happy? If the answer is no, then it's time to pivot. Still unsure if it's time to let go? Look out for these signs. You feel stuck or uninspired. Your goals no longer excite you. New opportunities keep appearing, but you resist them out of fear. If this sounds like you, don't panic. Instead, take action. Self-reflection. Ask yourself the hard questions. What do I truly want now? Who am I becoming? Write it down, journal, sit with your thoughts. Clarity comes when you create space for it. Experiment. Take small steps in a new direction. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start small. Want to switch careers? Take a course? Thinking about writing? Start a blog? Curious about entrepreneurship? Test a small side project? Learn from others? Read books? Listen to podcasts? Study people who have reinvented themselves? Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, J.K. Rowling? They all had to pivot. Trust the process. Change is uncomfortable, but growth happens outside your comfort zone. Imagine you're climbing a mountain. You don't stop just because the path changes. You adjust, find a new route, and keep going. Here's the thing. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to outgrow old dreams. You are allowed to rewrite your story. Because your past does not define you, your next decision does. So today, ask yourself, am I holding on to an outdated version of myself? What is one small action I can take to move forward? Drop your answer in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if this video inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more life-changing insights. Your comeback story starts now.